Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with ATBBQ.com, and this is Pesto Pork Roulade. Today we're cooking up a pork loin, but the thing about cooking some of these larger roasts like a pork loin or even a strip loin or something like that is you can get a lot of seasoning on the outside, but it's tough to get it all the way to the center of the meat. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna butterfly out this pork loin, fill it up with some pesto, some prosciutto, wrap it back up, and then throw it on the grill. Now this is about a 5-pound pork loin. I'm gonna divide this in half just to make this process a little bit easier. But essentially what we're gonna do is just kind of cut into this and then follow the contour of the curve so we can butterfly this out. So it's never gonna be perfect. I mean, it could be for someone smarter and better than I am at this. But what we can do to kind of adjust this a little bit is use a meat mallet to pound it out. Now I'm gonna put a little barrier in between the meat and the mallet so that we don't make too much of a mess or tear up the meat too much. This is just one of the plastic brining bags that we sell for brining turkeys and whatnot. And then you're gonna find the thickest areas and just work them down a little bit. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab some pesto. You want about a 1/4 cup for each of these sections. So the pesto is going to add obviously some flavor to the center, but it's also got the Parmesan in it that's it's a little bit salty. Then we're gonna add to that kind of salty funkiness with this pizza white mojo. This has got a lot of that same kind of like Parmesan flavor in it. We won't go too heavy because this stuff is a heavy hitter. And we definitely don't need to oversalt considering that we're using some prosciutto on the inside as well. This is a lot of fortifying flavors here. So this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that we're going to be flavoring this from the inside out. Because once we roll this up, all of these flavors are stuck to the inside. Now we're gonna roll this thing up just like we cut it open. So we still have that fat cap on the outside. And then we'll take some twine and truss it. So you can just do a whole bunch of single ties if you want to, but we're just gonna truss the whole thing. Give that a couple of wraps, tighten it up, knot it off. And then we're gonna take our hand and give this a twist. Give this a twist and slip it through, and then just tighten that up and keep doing the same thing over and over again. So make a little loop, pull that through, cinch it up. We try to keep these pretty even, and if they're not, we can space them apart. I think we've got room for one more here. So now not only is this gonna hold together, but it's also gonna hold together in a very similar shape. That way it cooks evenly from end to end. So we'll just do a little flip here. I'm gonna pull out about as much as I think I need. And we'll just thread this underneath, weaving these through. Under, over, under, over. Back to the other side, and we'll tie it off where we started. All right, so that's about a 2.5 pound right there, maybe a little bit more with some of that filling. And that's gonna give you a good amount of slices. I mean, we're gonna get at least 8 servings out of each one of these. So we've got a good amount of pesto that's kind of come out of here that's on the surface, which is great. It's gonna help our seasoning bind to the meat. And for that seasoning, we're using the Cattleman's Grill Italiano. Just a lot of great Italian spices and herbs in here. And now not only have we seasoned this from the inside out, but also on the outside. Get the ends off that stuff from the board, and that's ready to go on the grill. I'm gonna cook this at roasting temperatures today. So we're gonna go indirect at 375 degrees with hickory pellets right here on the Yoder Smokers YS640S pellet grill. While the pork cooks, we're gonna put together a bit of a creamy red sauce that we can serve on top of some pasta alongside our roulade. This is really simple, just 4 ingredients. tomatoes, cream, garlic, and some Italiano. So we'll start off with some San Marzano tomatoes, doing 2 cans, because this roast is gonna feed quite a few people. We're gonna add to that some heavy cream, 1 cup. Throw our garlic cloves in there, and then we'll do about 4 teaspoons of Italiano seasoning. This is all going in the blender so we can just blitz it down and then reduce it. Then we'll go into the enameled Dutch oven, get this over a simmer, over medium heat, and let it reduce down a bit. Well, our pork roulade has been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's come up to an internal temperature of about 135, so we're gonna pull this to rest. Sauce is cooked down and thickened up nicely now. We're gonna throw in some bucatini. 1 pound of the bucatini. We're using the Rumo, one of the recent additions to our pantry section on the website. We still have just a little bit of bite to them, so I'm gonna give them about 30 seconds just to soften up here, and then we'll start plating. So let's go ahead and get this sliced up. We'll start by taking off all of that twine. And go ahead and start slicing this up. It smells amazing. You're getting all the pesto, you're getting all that prosciutto, all those Italian seasonings. Let's not forget about those juices left behind in the pan from the rest. Lots of flavor in there. Nice and saucy now. All right. Make it pretty like. And then cover up all of the messiness. Cup those slices right there. Chiffonata basil on top for garnish. And then we'll hit it with some Parmesan. An obscene amount of Parmesan. Let's get into this here. Some of that pasta, some of that pork. Flavor packed. I love the way that the tomato sauce works with the pesto. That pork's got a ton of flavor from those 2 different seasonings that we put on there. Of course, you're getting the cheesiness, you're getting the Parmesan, you're getting the basil. All of these things work together so well. It's like, I can never pick a tomato sauce if there's not pesto involved, but when you put them together, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out ATBBQ.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.